Hey, this is Dani. The channel is You and Me Living Free, and I'm doing something a little bit different today. I'm going to talk about a meditation challenge that I want to do starting March 1st. A lot of my videos that I post for YouTube are in order, but they are a couple of weeks behind, 2.5 weeks behind real time, right? Because I need time to shoot and edit a video, to edit it, to upload it, to schedule, and then you want a little bit of buffer because life happens, right? And so this video is going to be me back in Kansas City, but I'm going to insert it in my schedule before March 1st because I want to start this meditation challenge on March 1st. And here's the reason why I'm doing a meditation challenge. Okay, I'm doing it for myself. I'm challenging myself to do 30 days in a row of meditation. And so I think sometimes these things are more helpful when you have a group, when you have a group of people all trying to kind of do the same thing. And so I'm trying to think about how to work this. I think that maybe weekly YouTube videos on progress and on how things are going will be nice. I'd also like to have a way to interact daily, but I'm not quite sure how to do that. I'm not sure if I really want to do a YouTube video every day. I'm not sure if all the van life people will want to see a bunch of meditation videos. So I'm kind of trying to figure it out. Would I do a Facebook group, even though I don't like Facebook and I'm hardly ever on Facebook? I usually don't use Facebook for anything pretty much except for saying hi to a couple of my friends or family. Could I do YouTube shorts maybe and do like a minute or so every day? I don't know if a minute is going to do it justice because it's a deep topic. I just am not sure about the format or how to do this, but I want to do a meditation challenge. At the very least, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to meditate for 30 days starting March 1st, and I'm going to do at least one weekly video for everybody about the meditation and what it's bringing, what challenges are coming up, what I'm learning, if it's worthwhile, exactly what I'm doing, all of that kind of stuff. Now, as I go into it, just in case there's not another video, there won't be another video probably before March 1st that talks about how to get started. So I don't know if you are a veteran to meditation and you have your own ways and means of doing it, or if you are new to meditation and this would be something that would be just kind of opening you up to something completely different. I can tell you from personal experience that I have done many different types of meditation, and none of them have been a waste of time. Not a single one. Every time you work in any way to try to focus the muscle of your mind, to try to work your mind in a focused and intentional way, it can only help you to be in a better place for your everyday life and for every time. The only time meditation can be detrimental is if you are judging yourself, if you are saying, I'm doing this wrong, if you're saying, what's wrong with me? I'm too hyper, I can't do it, blah, 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 blah. That's the only way meditation doesn't work. I'm going to tell you, I don't care what the technique is. If you spend time trying to focus your mind in some way and be mindful in some way and watch your thoughts a little bit, then it cannot hurt you. It can only help, and sometimes help in profound ways. And the only way it's going to hurt is if you're judging yourself and if you're saying, I'm doing this wrong, because you can't do it wrong. If you are someone who cannot focus your mind no matter what, there's 2 or 3 options that I want to just briefly share with you. Number 1 is you don't have to do meditation sitting down, crisscross applesauce with your legs in the yoga pose, like the Buddha sitting there. with your fingers together. You do not have to do that. You can sit in a chair. You can walk and do a walking meditation. Go to YouTube, look up walking meditation. You can do a guided meditation where you're listening to something the whole time. You can do a meditation where your eyes are open and you're focused on a scene of a fake fireplace, or you can watch your dripping faucet. You can literally, there are so many options for meditation. This part of this 30 days maybe is just a way to look at different types and see what works for you. I'm going to challenge myself to 20 minutes a day. I wanted to do more than that, but I know that I usually jump in with both feet and then sometimes fall short. So I want to say a minimum of 20 minutes a day, and I'm going to do it every day. My intention is to do it as soon as I wake up in the morning. But if I miss that and miss the mark, then some point through that day before I go to bed that night, I will meditate for 20 minutes. And that's my commitment. So for anyone else who's new to meditation, I wanted to say, you can do a walking meditation. If you have trouble focusing, you can do a walking meditation. You can do an eyes open meditation where you're sitting and it's guided, or where you're looking at something in particular and you're just watching it. There are all kinds of meditations that you can do. Here's what I'm going to do for my meditation. For me, the biggest important part of meditation is going to be to watch my thoughts, and in watching them and in focusing and in watching them, to develop a detachment from them naturally. Because as you watch your thoughts, one thing that I know from meditating before, when you watch your thoughts, you realize kind of sometimes how crazy they are, and it helps you not be ruled by your thoughts in an unconscious way. What we're doing is we're just bringing awareness. So a lot of times when I meditate, I just try to focus on my breath, okay? The breath in and out of the body. Literally, my focus is right here. The air is coming in. I can feel it moving through my nostril. It moves through my body, especially down into my belly or into my chest. And then the release, right? Just breathing in and out. And my mind, I want to focus my mind on my breath. That for me is the easiest way to get into meditation. I happen to sit up with my eyes closed. I sit in a chair. I don't sit on the floor because it's not comfortable for me. I focus on my breath. When I find that I'm no longer paying attention to my breath, I look at the thoughts in my head and I glance at them. I think, okay, there's my thoughts. And then I go back to my breath. Or sometimes I will just make the intention to watch my thoughts. Not to react to them, just to watch them. And one of the ways that you can kind of watch your thoughts or think about your thoughts is if each thought were, here are two of the methods I've used before. Each thought is like on a little boat floating past in a river, right? So each thought is very fleeting. It'll pop up and it'll go away. So each thought is almost like on a boat or in a thought cloud along the river, and it's just flowing along. Another way I have thought about it is on a ticker tape, like the New York Stock Exchange, where they have the letters all flowing through on those digital panels, right? If you're familiar with that, like each thought is it's just in writing, it's up there, and I can pay attention to it so that I can realize I am not my thoughts. Okay, so I know this is kind of wide open. Maybe wide open can seem too daunting. So maybe, since you're on YouTube, I'll use YouTube as an example, you look on YouTube and see guided meditation for beginners. Sometimes you want silence. Sometimes you want the sound of a stream. Sometimes you want instrumentals that bring you calm and peace. Sometimes you want to listen to the rain falling or the ocean waves. You can have any option you want. I'm sure there are YouTube videos on each and every one. And so look up a YouTube video for, guided meditation for beginners or whatever, and select a time frame. If you are new to meditation, I wouldn't say start with 20 minutes. When I first started meditation, I was like, okay, I'm going to start with 1 or 2 minutes, like something I can't help but be successful at. I'm going to start with 5 minutes. Start small. The idea of these challenges is just to try something new and to possibly get into routine or habit with something, but it's not to change everything all at once. Meditation is one of those things that's foundational. If you're meditating and in a centered place, then everything else in life is affected because we're starting from this center. Now, it doesn't mean we don't move out of the center as we go through our day or 5 minutes after we meditate or whatever it is. But what I've seen over the years is it allows me to pull back into center quicker when I'm meditating, because when you meditate, you kind of go into that place. And so it allows you in everyday life when you may be frustrated or facing something or wondering how to deal with something, or feel yourself getting excited or getting upset or whatever, where you can go someplace within that is centered before a big reaction, maybe to other people or something like that, right? Before you explode in anger, there might be a moment of pause where you can center and kind of come at it in a different way, maybe process your feelings on your own and work through them and feel them, but not let it have an immediate reaction where you may be yelling or you may be upset or something like that. It has helped me in so many ways in my life, but I have not been consistent with it. And one of the things about being on the road and out in van life and everything is that my life is so inconsistent. I have almost no routine or anything. And it's my own fault. It is kind of we're getting close to the end of February now. So I'll put this up before the end of February, and then that first week of March, maybe I'll do a little video on March 1st that we're starting, and then after that I'll do 1 week, intervals of 1 week. But I'll post this. We'll all get started together. Post any questions, anything I can help with, just put in the comments and I will be sure to reply. I reply to all my comments anyway. I'm not a super huge channel that gets hundreds and hundreds of responses and can't reply to every single person. So I am happy to reply to you. Put any question or anything like that. Thank you for being here. If you are not interested in this kind of thing at all and you only want the van life stuff, I know that when you subscribe, you can hit one of the notification buttons that is personalized. So really only stuff maybe that you want to see. And then the YouTube algorithm kind of works out what content you like and what content you don't, and won't send you an update every single time I post a video, but maybe only when it's more relatable. I'm not sure of the back end and how that works, but like I said, I don't want to irritate all van life people because everybody in van life isn't going to be interested in meditation or in growth or in raising their consciousness, okay? And it's not good or bad, it just is. Everybody's on their own journey, so of course. So I'm kind of working it through as I'm talking to you, obviously. But I do get these impulses, and then I do find that having a challenge really, I do enjoy it. And there are little things that I'll share along the way. Like I usually will create a chart in my bullet journal that I'm using to show whether I'm following through every day, whether I'm doing it or whatever. And so I'll definitely do that. I'll share these things as we go. Any feedback you have, go ahead and share. Go ahead and share it. I would love to hear it. And so let's do this. I think it's going to be great fun. And I know it can be frustrating and it can be challenging, but that's okay. That's perfectly okay. We're living to challenge ourselves and to break out of some of these conditioned ways of being so that we can live the life that we know is possible for ourselves, right? And you and me living free is really about that. It was never specifically meant to be van life, even though van life is a huge part of it. And I hope I get to continue van life so that can be a huge part of it. But it was always about doing the work that it takes to enable you to live your dream. And if that's van life, then awesome. And if it's whatever that is, that's what you and me living free is all about. So that's the deal. I've rambled enough. Thank you for being here. You deserve a medal if you made it to the end, and I will talk to you soon. And I think that's it for now. Okay, let's do this.